What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Arrow After Show here at the Stream.tv. Holy crap, is it the end of the darkness finally? I don't know. It could be. We're going to get to that in just a little bit. What's up? I'm Adam Kruger, and with me, to my left, the lovely Olivia De Bortoli.
Hello, how are you guys?
Say hi. Carolina Bonetti to my right.
Hello.
And Mr. Jack Hind over there. You've been unknighted. I'm just kidding. It's Sir Jack Hind, of course. He's still knighted. I've knighted him because
Demotion.
because that makes me a king, right? If I'm knighting you.
You don't get knighted in America, right? Because
No,
you don't
that
have
doesn't
an
happen
hierarchy
here.
to knight people.
No,
It's
it
not
doesn't
a
happen.
thing.
It doesn't happen. But
No.
if we were to knight people, it's the king who does it, right?
Yeah, well,
So-
it's the queen, technically.
So
in
I'm the
UK.
queen. Okay, that works. That works for me.
Adam is our queen.
I'm all right with that. That is
There we-
okay.
All hail
It's
the queen.
it's still powerful, guys. We got to get right into this, and we're going to start with our topic of who's William, because that seemed to be the question that really sparked off a lot of stuff tonight. There was some serious fallout when Damien shows up and basically tells Oliver, like, dude, sorry, I took your kid. And he was also, can we just discuss the whole, hey, nice wheels, maybe you should go motorized for a second?
That was so rude.
I'm
I was
glad
like,
somebody finally said it, though. We've been waiting for forever. It's like, why the technology that you have, woman? Why are you still rolling around? What, are you trying to work your arms up whilst you're in a wheelchair for a little while?
I mean, she does have killer arms, but I'm just gonna say that moment I was like, what a dick.
Well, but it's Damien Darhk. He is.
It was just a mean thing to say
I
in general.
know, but I kind of giggled a little bit.
Well, because
all
he
was
had
funny.
he had a couple of moments tonight, actually, Damien,
he
that I
just had a
thought
good
were funny. But can we let's just talk about the fallout of the whole William situation, because you could see the moment in Felicity's eyes right when he's like, well, it's my son. You could see it, like everything kind of just shattered all at once, and then she compartmentalized because she knew that there was an issue that was coming up. Let's talk about that, because it was, I mean, think about it. Your whole world just comes crashing down. You find out that your fiance has a child that you didn't know about that's 10, and all of a sudden now you have to go save that child.
Well, before
but
we-
you also are dealing with this.
Before we get into like the bigger sense of the argument, I think that a big part of it that made her really upset too is that she's like, yeah, I just found out, you guys. And Thea's like, no, I knew. And then she's talking to him, and she's like, we're gonna have to get CCPD, and you're gonna have to update them. And it's like, Barry knows? Okay, well then let's start with the list of people that don't know, because apparently everybody knew but me. So it wasn't just that he didn't tell her, but that other people knew, and he still didn't tell her. At that point, that's pretty bad.
Well, Barry knew because he needed to know. Thea knew because she was clever enough to work it out.
Well, Barry
Malcolm
knew because he was there when it
It's not like he
happened, and it
told
was an
everybody.
alternate timeline.
That's what I'm saying, he
But
had
she
to
doesn't know all of that, and he doesn't really have the time to tell her in the middle of all this. It just looks bad. It makes it worse.
When he tried, she didn't allow him to. So, listen, we got
She mad.
What?
She is
She
mad.
mad.
Well, okay, fine, but at the same time, and
I'm gonna get into this.
no, we are going to get into this. we are
We'll
going to get
it
into
later.
this because we have to. But here's the thing: there was implications for Felicity, Laurel, and also Samantha. And I thought, and actually, we have a picture of the three of them together, which this is after they're already in the thick of it. But I had to pull that one because I'm just looking at it.
Awkward.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. That's
so
the one word I would use to describe that photo is awkward. It's like
Man.
the ex-girlfriend next to the one that he cheated on with and had a kid with the current fiance who knew nothing about any of this until about 2 minutes ago. You know, that's
so
it, I'm like, wow, we've entered soap opera territory
I
here.
love how Laurel kind of like tried to make it as if it was something that hurt her when she went to Daddy, and she was like, oh. I mean, I knew she even said, she was like, I knew it was a million years ago and it shouldn't hurt her.
But she's still human, and it could still hurt her. But I liked what you said about Felicity, about what did you say?
Compartmentalizing.
There we
Yes,
go.
yes.
How she, you know, she was clearly so upset about it, but she was like, no, we need to focus on getting William back first, and then I'll be mad
Then
at
she's
you.
gonna then she's gonna deal with it. And I what did we think? What did we think about? The whole, I mean, basically Samantha looking at Laurel, her son is missing. This was one thing that I was kind of like, well, I don't know if this is something that we should be getting into right now, but she's like, look, I'm really sorry. It was a long time ago. We only slept together once, you know. I'm like, dude, there's a time and place.
No, I
was
like
not-
that because it cleaned the room out, like clear the dirty air. It was straight in there, boom, cut, dry, done.
That was so long
That's
ago,
it,
though.
move
Didn't
forward.
matter.
Right, okay, it's so long ago, it didn't matter. Then why was Laurel crying? And you guys were like, oh, it's time for Laurel to cry. I literally just said, oh,
No.
why did Laurel get upset? And then you said, oh, because things hurt like
No,
that.
but she
So
can
how
be
could you
upset.
even
She can be
contradict
upset about
yourself?
it in her own time. But I felt like at that moment when she was like talking to her about it, that was not the time. Her son had just gotten kidnapped. If you want to be sad about it in your room.
But no, but it
in
wasn't
front of your
Laurel who
dad.
was being sad about it. Samantha wanted to to approach her, and that was the first thing she did. Samantha walked up to Laurel, and she was like, look, I know this shit went down, but right now, my son is in jeopardy, so this shit needs to stop. And I think doing that was direct, cutting the shit and straightforward. I'm sorry I used the S word 3 times there, Mum. But you understand what I'm trying to say?
This is me stirring the pot.
Well, no, it's true though. Like she walked in and she's like, right, this is what
think that was
happened,
about
this is
her.
what we need to clean up, and this is what we need to move forward with.
I just don't think it was the time and place.
Thank you.
It wasn't the
was
time
not
and place
time and
because
place.
you don't know how Laurel's going to
Understand,
react.
but it's elephant
and
in the
if
room.
you do know, but leave it in the room. Ignore it.
No, hold
you
on,
can
hold
work
on.
through
Okay.
it until
Okay.
it's done. You
All
don't
right.
know how Laurel's going to react.
Time out, because I agree with, no, don't you karate chop anything. I grew up with sisters. I don't care if you're a woman. I know how to
still
deal with
karate
that. So, okay, here's the deal, guys. I agree with both sides, to be honest. I think that, yes, the air needed to be cleared because obviously Laurel knows
And
now.
that isn't what is important
it-
at that moment.
but it is not what is important at that moment. However, at the same time, they now have to work together to find William. So clearing the air is something that did need to happen. The question is whether it needed to happen at that moment.
I don't think
know.
so.
What do you guys think? Let us know on the YouTube chat below, or you could tweet at us using the hashtag #ArrowAfterShow. Let's talk about real quick, guys, Diggle though, because on the flip side of that, this was one thing. Again, I mean, dude. You guys better not be killing Diggle because it feels like you are. You're setting it like he's so The Rock right now, and if you take him out, I'm going to be so angry, even though I feel like that's what it's going to be. But he understands, and he tells Oliver, he's like, listen, man, you got to take care of your kid. If you're there, you got to be there. I understand. Right away, he understood. He didn't even trip over it. He was just like, yeah, man, I get it. Let's do what we can to get the kid back.
Just because of the bromance.
I just felt you were so
No, 'cause of the
emotional about that
bromance.
statement that I'm completely on board with you.
Thank you.
Aw.
Thank you. I appreciate
He's
that.
the only one who's a father, so I guess.
It was just coming out, and I was like, from the soul. Adam.
Well, Diggle got it. He got it.
Great writing.
First of
Yeah.
all, yes, kudos to the writers who, Beth, I don't know if you were writing on this one or just making everybody do everything amazingly, but well done is what I'm gonna say. Here's the thing, guys. Did anyone think it was a little bit jarring when, or totally? Did you think it was jarring or totally acceptable when Oliver looked at Samantha and was like, "Look, I'm the Green Arrow. Come down to my lair," because she's like, "What are you gonna do? How are you gonna do this?" Was that a defining moment where he's proving to her that he's not a party playboy anymore and that he's actually doing things that matter? Or was that like, oh, great, someone else knows? What did you
I
guys
think that was a last-ditch effort. He had nothing else. Samantha was like, she straight up said, she's like, what are you going to be able to do that the whole of the CCPD can't do? And the fact that this is involving their son, his last effort was to say, I actually can do something about this because I am the Green Arrow. I think in any other situation, he would not have had to bring it up if things weren't as dire and weren't as urgent. Then no, he wouldn't have told it. But in that kind of situation,
It makes
what
sense.
else?
Yeah.
What else could he have said?
This is also
He
the
could
mother of
also
his
just-
Oh,
child.
wait until I'm the
This is-
mayor, like,
this
you
is
know.
also
That's what I'm
the
saying.
mother of his child. So
He doesn't want to keep secrets from her the way
again,
that
I'm
she's
throwing it out there.
I'm just gonna butt
you
in
know.
and say that at this point, he can just make a billboard and be like, Oliver Queen, Green Arrow.
Yeah, but one person don't know. Dark.
I know. I was shocked
He's
about
the
that. I
only
was like,
one.
I
Makes
thought
sense.
Damien Darhk was one of the ones who knew, and I guess he clearly doesn't.
Before we move on to talking about a little more Felicity stuff, we do have a photo of Samantha and Laurel side
had
by
to do
side.
was DNA
Which, what's that?
All he had to do was
yeah.
DNA test William, didn't
But
he?
could we just talk about that for a second? Because I feel like that happened very, very quickly after the whole reveal happened, and you could just see the wheels spinning in Laurel's mind, like, okay, the kid's 10, this is who he cheated on me with and had a kid with, and she's not happy about it. We
then
don't have
she
to
brought
get
it
too
up.
much into it. I wanted to put that up there because it was that
But
picture
from a
speaks a
woman's point
million
of view,
words.
being cheated on is something that like you move past, but that never really stops affecting you. So now to have like, just like undeniable proof that it happened because of that child,
And having
is
her there
horrible.
too.
Guys,
having her
I think I
stand
know
next
what
to
Jack
you.
wants to say because I saw you kind of gag a little on that one.
No.
He's like, no, it's a million years ago, move on, I think is
I mean,
where he
people
was
do
going.
move on. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
people
Yeah.
are out there like, oh, 20 years ago. But
I just still think
to
the
see it.
only important thing in that situation is that child. I don't give a shit. Sorry, again. I don't give a monkeys if he cheated on you. I don't give a monkeys if whatever he did was incorrect. There is only one important thing at that moment. Not Laurel's feelings, not Samantha's feelings, not Oliver's feelings or Felicity's feelings. The one important thing in that moment is getting William back.
Exactly.
Which is
why
why-
she shouldn't have brought it up Laurel should not have brought it up in that moment.
Which, hold on,
Thank
I
you.
was going
Laurel
to say,
shouldn't have brought what up?
The whole situation.
No,
like,
Samantha was the
baby
one that
mama.
approached her.
Yeah, that's
Laurel
why
didn't
I'm
say
saying
anything.
that.
Samantha said it to her.
Just kidding.
Samantha said it to her. But guys, this is
She's the
this
one who
is
wanted to
why
clear
this
the
is why I'm even more impressed with Felicity, because she did just look at it and go basically like, look, I've been lied to. And it's not. I don't think it's so much lied to. I think it's more lied to again for Felicity. But she still took it in and she was like, okay, let's get the kid back. We'll focus on this now. And we'll deal with the other stuff later.
Yes.
And I thought that was brilliantly written, brilliantly done, and really showed strength and character for Felicity, who's, by the way, just been shot, paralyzed, you know, all this.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
Too well, is she?
Yeah, no, she's had a lot happen, and
Poor
so
thing.
so things are complicated. I mean, look, she looks. There's Oliver gets a phone call. He's on the phone. We have a photo of him taking the call from Darhk. I think this was.
The second one,
Yeah.
right?
Was this the second
This
one?
is the one telling him he needs to drop it tonight.
This
I
is
think.
with this. Yeah, this was after the ultimatum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, so then never mind. This is not what we want. But it's
But
fine.
we can talk about it.
We
on the
will talk
phone.
about it because here's the thing. Felicity
on the
looks at
phone.
him because he's ready to.
I
Yeah,
get you.
exactly.
He's on the phone. That's what we're trying to get across.
He was Oliver when
he
he
was
got
on
the call.
phone.
He wasn't in arrow gear.
Yeah.
But he basically decides, I'm gonna go after Darhk and we're gonna do this. And Felicity looks at him and she's like, well, what do you mean you're gonna, what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. That was foreshadowing for me. I'm going, wow, this relationship is over at the end of this episode. Did you guys think that in the moment?
Well, when she, at one point she started not apologizing, but I remember her being like, oh, you know, it's, I guess just in the moment of her being like, we need to save William. I thought she was going to forgive him and move on and they were going to stay together. But then, man, that ending scene when she put the ring on, I was like, oh.
Intense.
Can't wait for them to go back to work tomorrow. And
Yeah,
see how
right.
That's going to plan out, right?
It's going to be interesting to see, man. Quick, guys, just a quick little plug for the Arrow Cave group on Facebook, largest Arrow community on Facebook, discussing the show. We pull things from there all the time. We post on there. Go ahead and check that out. Join if you are not already a member. It looks like that. As of today, we're at over 10,000 members. It is growing and growing. And Lance, who put it together, first of all,
the new cover
New
photo.
photo.
Yeah,
I love
it's
it.
nice.
It's so
Photo,
sick.
I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So do check that out. Let's get into Vixen here, and I'm gonna, before we even do anything, let's open with a photo because it's so bad. Bad ASS. I can't say it
You
anymore.
say badass.
I'm a
say
dad, dude.
badass.
He could be watching. Sorry, buddy. Hi. Hope you're sleeping. So okay, let's throw Vixen up there because she's amazing.
Yeah, she was awesome.
And actually that was my okay. He's probably
I
asleep.
loved her costume.
But
Yeah.
her costume was great.
It was very X-Men-ish. I
Yeah.
don't know about
Yes.
anybody else,
You know
but
what,
tell me that does not look like an X-Men.
Dude, you want to know
Yeah.
something? That didn't hit me until just now. Until
You know what I mean?
Until you
it
just
hit
said
me
it.
more now, but before I was like, that is X. Like, all she needs is an X on her belt and she's done.
Yep.
It's the colors.
Yep.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
colours.
Sure,
It's the,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
the black
Yeah.
with the yellow
Yeah.
hair with the
it
faded
throws
to the
it back
black.
to the 90s
Yeah,
cartoon.
exactly.
Yeah.
I love
Favorite
those. Now they're
favorite
in, like,
line of
black
the whole
leather.
episode with her was "Come and fight me like a man. How about I kick your ass like a
Yeah,
woman?"
I was like, yes.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a good line.
was
Don't
a-
get me wrong.
It's a good line.
But it was overplayed.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
God!
say.
Since last week,
It's been-
we
yeah.
saw it, and then literally every single day I looked on the Twitterverse, all I saw was that line, and I was like, okay, now it's starting to lose it. Now it's starting to lose potential. And then when I saw it today, I was like, well, this is when it happens, and then it happened. And I was like,
It was a
it
letdown.
stole it
Yeah.
from me a
But
little
it's
bit, which I'm
but,
upset about.
but guys, you want to know something? For me, it still carried the weight. I still liked it, even though because it's been leading up to it, and I was like, shoot, man, yeah, right. Good, go, Vixen, you go.
I feel like that line was like really for the female demographic
Yeah,
because
Yeah.
a lot of
100%.
women love watching the show.
Like I said,
From
the queen of the show,
The
apparently.
queen.
From the female perspective,
It's a
I'm gonna
callback,
say
is
I
what
was
that is.
kind of over it. I much rather would have watched the episode and it been a surprise and been like, yes,
Well,
that would
I
have been
try-
way better than like blah blah blah.
all the
blah, blah, blah,
stuff
blah,
that we
blah,
see.
blah.
Over
I
and
try and
over.
avoid it
I
as
won't
much
even
as
say it
possible
again.
on social media,
Yeah.
don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
oh yeah.
we really
'Cause it
do
ruins
get,
it.
we get a lot ruined on social
Yeah.
media before
Yeah.
we even come down to it, like the lines, the snippets, like little quotes that we get.
I only
Some-
watched the first
trailer.
promo
Or the
that they
first
do,
promo,
and that
yeah.
is it.
Yeah.
That is it. I don't watch the second, the third, the
You've
gifs.
seen- you've seen
No.
three
Because
quarters of
it's
the
not
bloody
even
show.
just that one.
Yeah.
It's like I saw like 3 or 4 like clips from the show before the show even started. And I was like, okay.
Let's get into Vixen though. Let's talk about her real quick. They bring her in to figure out how to beat Darhk because we're trying to fight magic with magic. Let's.
They fit her origins bill so well.
Yeah.
Again, for the writers, you kind of pointed onto everything. Her whole point about her being adopted, but well, being a foster child, and then being the African-American model. That, oh, what do I do about my powers? I'm just a fashion. She said something about being like
Fashion
a
designer.
fashionista, fashion
Yeah.
designer. That
Yeah,
was it.
fashion
which is
designer.
obviously what she was in the comics as well. So I mean, they played her back to that very well, which I was happy to see.
And there was even the little tongue-in-cheek. How do you know each other? Oh, we had an animated encounter.
We had Oliver, yeah, we had an
Yeah.
animated encounter about a year ago, and
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that was cute.
That
but
was good.
quick
Yeah.
shout out to Megan Lynn on the animated series.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Megan Lynn or Mega? I'm not sure what her actual name.
I think it's Megalyn.
It's Mega Lynn on Twitter, but she actually voiced. I'm sorry, my pen. I'm going to leave that. She voiced Vixen in the animated series, along with was it Felicity and
Stephen
Felicity and
Amell
Stephen, weren't it?
and
Emily
Beckett
Beckett
Richards.
But yes, the actor that you saw today was actually the voice of Vixen in the animated series on the CW seed. So Rappaport casting, David, well played.
Yeah, and extremely well played. And I want to say another thing too. And again, this is another just big ups to the writers on this because. Her conversation with Oliver about her childhood and basically saying to him, listen, you need to leave William alone because I didn't have my parents and I was always worried about, I always wanted to know, but that was looking back on it, that was my biggest worry and there was no danger. That's like the biggest gift you can give him is to leave him be and give him his childhood. And I mean, that's got to weigh on a dude. You know what I mean? You just found out you have a son. You're starting to kind of get to know the kid. You're not allowed to tell him that you're his dad. And again, this is Daddy Adam kind of talking right now. And then someone tells you like, yo, dude, you got to leave this guy alone. Don't involve your kid in your life. I mean, can anyone imagine what that must feel like?
No, it'd be a terrible spot. But can I talk about the video at the end?
You can talk about whatever you want
All
at
right,
the
well,
end, yes.
well,
I mean, we're
compartmentalizing.
talk-
So
yeah.
anyways, you guys saw the episode. Does anybody else watch Homeland? I watch Homeland. And I want to know if the director is a fan because that literally, his computer message was like a
The director of this
play-by-play.
episode?
Yeah.
The director of this
But
episode.
I wonder if he's a fan of Homeland.
Real-
Because,
Go on, no, go on. You carry on first.
Okay, so, thank you. So it was literally a play-by-play of Carrie being like, honey, I love you so much. I'm so sorry we can't be together. And then she kind of made it seem for her daughter as if she was going to die because she's a CIA operative, for those of you that don't know the show, and people are always out to kill her. Same situation as Arrow, minus the bow and
Green Arrow.
yeah. But I love Homeland, and I felt like it was an ode to it, and I'll stop talking about it because you guys all want to talk about Arrow, but it's a cool show.
I will give
Cool
you a
show.
shout, just picking up on the director part. The director of this episode was Gregory Smith. Some of you guys may recognize that name, some of you guys may not. However, if you all remember a film, Small Soldiers, came out when, 2000 and something, maybe even late 90s, he actually played Alan Abernathy. Do you guys remember the film Small Soldiers?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know when it came out.
Oh my God!
Which one?
You guys don't know Small Soldiers?
What?
You know Small Soldiers, right? Thank you. Even my camera guys are going
don't.
insane right now. If
Right.
you guys don't know Small Soldiers, I'm done with it. No, I'm just kidding. But Small Soldiers is incredible. You have to watch it. You guys, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking
Is that
about.
the one where the
Alan
soldiers
I don't know
come
when
to
it
life?
came
Yes,
out.
with the little toys that come to
Is it,
life.
I'm sure
okay.
it's called Small Soldiers.
Yeah.
It's called Small Soldiers.
Okay, I have seen it
100%.
actually.
Don't worry about that. And Alan Abernathy is the guy who was the kid who runs the store, who has to run the store. So he's gone from being an actor to now directing a DC TV show. So Gregory Smith, I loved you when you played it in that, and you did a great job on today's episode. So that's
Fun
who the
fact of
director
the
was.
day.
Fun fact.
Sweet.
I can't believe you guys don't know Small Soldiers.
So from home,
I'm
from
checking the
Homeland- from
YouTube chat
Homeland
right
to-
now. Please,
Olivia knows
if you
it. I didn't know the title.
Kind of.
From Homeland to Small Soldiers, back to Arrow.
That was in regards to Arrow.
I know, director. I'm with you. But let's get back to the episode here, because Vixen. What I'm going to say about her real quick before we move on to the actual
Thank you.
plot point of this is wild and wise. Those are the two things that I would use to describe her. Because even at the end, she reiterates her advice to Oliver and says, "Listen, really think about this. Give your kid a childhood. That's the best gift you can give him." And as we know, he obviously does end up taking her advice, which, I mean, that was a heartbreaking moment for me, and we'll kind of get into that later. But be sure to also join our group on Facebook. It's the Arrow After Show Arrowheads family, and thank you, Lance, for creating that. We love our group. It's growing exponentially every week. Please come and join it. We pulled some fan art from there tonight, which we'll be showing later after the break. And again, obviously, tweet at us using the hashtag #ArrowAfterShow, as well as talk to us in the live chat just below. You can sit there and type questions and comments and theories and stuff, and we will feature some of them after the break when we get to that. Let's talk about going after Darhk, because this is like the meat of the episode and everything that kind of went down in this episode. They come up with the same plan as always, but then they go and grab Vixen to kind of, help out. Ooh. And she figures out, she basically tells them about the totem.
We were talking about that, weren't we? We were like,
yes.
They keep going after Darhk, but you guys have absolutely no idea what you're going to do about it.
He just does this and
Every
they
time.
stop
Every
and
time.
choke.
Why do you keep
That's it.
going
It's just,
after him?
and he's like, I feel like
He had
he's
3 people.
At one point, I thought he was gonna put a foot up and you know what I mean, and then sit down and just be like, "Yo, I got everybody,
Just
man."
So, anybody that runs into that vicinity just all of a sudden goes, just gets caught into it. It really didn't make no sense.
At the beginning, I felt like she was just there as another person. She kept getting choked as well. And then when she found out the totem thing, I was like, oh, you are an important part of this episode.
Well, you could see that his powers also weren't working as strongly on Vixen as well, because when he was holding her, she tapped into her totem, and then it kind of helped her push past his magic.
Because she was
like I said,
using
the
the
magic
ley
versus
line.
magic. Yeah, she was using the ley line that he was on as well. Yeah.
Because she knew
They
what
both
she
had
was
their
up
totem.
against.
Well,
now.
they're both using magic, and that was you got to say that Lance too coming in and saving. He saved it in a big way too,
He was
because
the main,
he just slid under the radar and he's like, oh yeah, the totem looks like this, and he
Draws it for
totally
him.
helped
He
them
was like
figure
in
it
the
out.
background too, and I was like, oh, there's Lance. What is he? And
going
he
to
like comes and
explode.
saves it.
Can we talk about that one scene where he turns to the camera and he's like, well, that just happened. That was the best
That was the
scene.
best line
When
of
Vixen
the
flips over and grabs the
Yes.
totem, and then he's like, oh.
That just happened. I was like,
We actually have a.
I
we
really
have a-
thought he was
favorite.
going to say, well, this is a complication. And I
that
was like,
would've
oh, you can't.
We
If you
literally
guys watch
all started
Flash, you know
laughing
where
at the
that
same
comes
time.
from.
That was the best
that
line
was the
of
best
the episode,
line.
I think.
I was exploding before
sure.
somebody else took it away. I was like, let me get it out, let me get it out. So thank you.
So actually we have.
I'm glad you didn't explode.
Nick, I
Thank
want
you.
you to
That was
I want you to
close.
show the photo of Vixen down low, because this is right before she leaps over him and steals the totem.
That's exactly what it is.
So
And
awesome.
and we
yeah.
have that right there, and then actually the next photo is Damien Darhk looking off, and it's right when he said, "Well, that just happened." I mean, he's like totally like, "Oh no, what do I do now?"
Yeah.
That's the first time I've ever seen him look
Worried.
perplexed. Yeah,
Yeah.
a bit kind of like, oh shit, just hit the fan.
Yeah,
One of
'cause
those
Totally
ones.
out of the game now, I feel like.
Totally.
Is he? I don't
no,
think he's
no.
crazy.
The guy still has
He's intelligent.
his.
He's
He's
so
Yeah, but
incredibly
he's not
intelligent.
he's not as powerful.
And they still haven't addressed that
He's
weird little
vulnerable.
box tech thing that
That's
he
true.
had
That
in the
was in
first
his
half
last
of the
What
thing.
was
season.
that?
Yeah.
Like, why would they show that and then just have it disappear? No, I don't trust it. I think he's still going to be in the game. But he got way too cocky about his little totem, and he's like, it's indestructible. No, it isn't. No,
Not if you're
it
Would
standing
you have a
next-
totem just laying around your house like that? If it was like the source of all your
He
power?
probably has to keep it close because she wears hers, so he probably doesn't really have a choice.
No,
So
no,
he
no.
puts it where
Yes.
he thinks it won't get messed with.
What I'm saying is, it literally just looked like an ornament in his house, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well, but if,
Like it
but
was
if,
just on the
if
table.
you don't know what
It's
it
like
is,
candles.
if you don't know what it is, it's just
I
it's
completely
just
agree with you.
decorative. So why would anyone go after
But
it?
somebody did find out what it was.
Or
Right,
put it in
right.
a cage or something.
But
I'm with you,
he's-
Jack.
Thank
should,
you.
Like,
Well,
Thank you
hold
very
on.
much.
Put it like a
Again,
wall again
too
the
around.
one
cocky.
thing that, yes,
He got
the
way
one
too
thing you
cocky.
have
This is what I was
that
gonna
holds
say.
all of your
Sorry.
power, you just...
But he's a sociopath who thinks he's invulnerable, and so for him, he's like, yeah, man, I'll leave it on display because nobody can touch me anyway. Because
Yeah.
he's thinking he's there, he's gonna stop them. Remember, he's got Vader death grip situation. I mean, it's what it is, but could we just discuss real quick? Because there was a moment when Felicity comes in after Oliver does end up dropping out of the race in order to get William back. And she rolls in on Oliver.
No.
Whatever, it's
Yeah,
true.
it's true.
She comes in on Oliver basically telling Alex, I'm sorry, I can't explain anything to you. And they have this moment where honestly watching that, I was like, in the beginning, they're gonna break up. And then when this happened, I was like, oh, maybe she's gonna come over to the right side and realize like he had no choice. And he
part
did
with
the
him and
right thing.
Alex, when she came in
When
after
she
us.
came in, yeah. Did you guys think that maybe she was gonna forgive him in that moment? Because it seemed like she was starting to understand him.
Well, that's what I was saying. I thought in that moment she was going to be like, it's okay, I forgive you. And I was like, man, I don't think you should do that. I really don't think you should forgive him that easily.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying,
The
you
fact
shouldn't
that you
forgive
don't
him
think
that.
she should be forgiven is mind
Talking about relationships, I was just
Mind-blowing.
having a completely side random thought in my head, running around. Next episode, we just see Damien's wife just wailing on him. Because she's crazy.
Oh, yeah, just like...
Just like
beating him up.
Yeah. Like
could see
MMA
that.
style, just
Yeah.
like taking him out.
Well, he's
That
probably
was
like in
playing out in
prison
my
at
head.
this point, so she'll probably just.
Well, we
knock
actually
him
just
Yeah,
had a
we saw him.
YouTube
He
question
was
saying,
eating.
what do you think, where do you think Damien Darhk is now gone? Because obviously in The Flash we have the pipeline.
Yeah.
Right.
So what do they do with
Prison.
bad guys.
He's going to jail.
He was in
He's
prison.
going-
Well,
he's-
Maybe we'll
Argus.
have another Flash.
or
Now
Argus.
that Lila's the head of
Oh, yeah,
Argus,
could be,
Lila
could
and
be,
Diggle
could
would
be an
probably
Argus.
take somebody like that to Argus.
I don't know if I would trust them. I mean, look at what happened with King Shark.
What, you wouldn't trust Argus?
No, not with him. They'll do something stupid and be like, haha, come and get it, Mr. Dark, and then he'll be back out.
So
know.
two things I want to discuss before we move on, because it's almost as if we're done with Dark, but we're not. One thing was, did you guys think that it was a little weird that Samantha was like, yes, go take out Dark, and don't worry about maybe not getting my son back? Like, did anyone think that was a little bit
she
weird?
said, get my son
Yeah.
back and kill that son of a bitch.
Right,
Yes,
but there was the option for them to for him to meet and get the kid back, and then it's all over. Of course, and again, I'm just
Never
this
going
is
to
this
happen.
is
You
this
never,
is me.
right?
Yes, I
Okay,
do. This
good.
is me going. That's why I'm pulling out my big stir. I'm
have
stirring,
one word for
stirring
her.
up the pot, because here's the thing. He was likely going to double cross him and probably kill Oliver anyway. Okay, let's put that out there. I'm not naive. But as a mother who's about to get her son back, from a parent perspective, I'm going, no, just don't do anything stupid. Go get my kid back. Like that's, and we actually have a photo of them standing around where she's like, they're standing around up in the top in the arrow lair. Do you know which one I'm talking about, Nick? He's gonna throw it out there. I know it's right before the Vixen on the ground. Where that's the one where she's you could see like she's was that was when this happened, yes?
Yeah, about them.
Yeah.
That's not important. But I feel like she did kind of
Yeah.
have a good point in saying that, though. Like, this guy has taken her child.
Yep.
They now have the weakness. They have his.
Well, they know how to go after him.
They know what to do this time, and in that kind of moment, she's like, right, we're gonna go get my son back. You're gonna kill the son of a bitch that took my son.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be done with this. And Damien Dark's gonna be over. So I feel like her, kind of just her go-getter instinct is what
she's
put her into
angry.
that.
She's
Yeah,
angry.
exactly.
But I'm thinking of it from a perspective of as a parent,
logical
like
point.
as from a parent. Yeah, from a
Sure.
parent's perspective, it's like don't screw it up. Get my kid back.
I think
That's-
it was all
think
emotion,
instead
sure.
of, I think for her, instead of choosing one way or another, I think it was more of, I'm going to put it in your hands because I trust you. So because obviously the Green Arrow, so you go get our son back, and then
deal with- deal
I
with
have
this
one
dude.
word for her motivation. Revenge. Like, that's all she wanted. She was angry. He took her son, put her in this position, threatened her son, and then he's like, we can take him out now and he can't do this to anybody else or us again or not give us back our son. So yeah, I think she was 100% motivated by one thing and one thing alone, revenge.
Two things I want to say. I love that Oliver finally kicked Dark's ass. I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved watching him getting his butt handed to him after his powers went away. And
So
also,
did his powers help him to fight? Because somebody did notice,
Yeah, I
again
saw that
mentioned this
too.
earlier, it's like Damien Dark has lived for centuries, lived for years.
well, he
like,
was from the League of Assassins.
That's what I'm
He
saying.
knows how to
Yeah.
fight. He knows how to
why
fight.
was it not much of a fight?
It was
Because-
so
Maybe
easy.
losing his powers weakened him.
That's
There's a
what
lot
I'm
of
saying.
like,
That's what I'm
mystical
wondering.
things
Is
when
it
you
the
lose
powers that gave it to him?
I'm
Not
thinking
gave
it's
it to him, but I think there was a I think there was like a connection for him with his powers. So like, let's say, I don't know, someone punches you and you're winded, right? At that moment, imagine his powers
bit
being
weaker.
taken and being winded by it. What do you guys think? I think that
I'm going to disagree.
plays
You know
in
what I
with
think
it.
it is, guys? I think he was stunned by the fact that he lost his
He'd lost-
powers.
that's what I
And
think.
I think Oliver was so enraged that he just had the upper hand, and that was the end of that story. He didn't even think about it this way, okay? You're talking about a guy who's able to manipulate
Yeah.
matter from distances, okay? He can literally go, hey, I'm going to choke you through your screen, okay?
In Spain.
He killed a guy in Spain while he
Yeah.
was in Star City.
I bet he was having a lovely day in Spain. Though.
That poor guy, yeah.
That poor guy.
But,
I
well,
don't
hold
know,
on,
man.
guys. He was
Siesta.
a bad dude. He was a henchman, so I don't feel so bad for him. But I mean, this is a guy who can literally do things across distances. So this is someone who is not relying on hand-to-hand combat anymore. He's
Yeah.
hand-to-air to then throat combat. That's basically what he's doing. So
Have you noticed that's also the only thing he can do?
yes, that and drain people's life force.
That's it.
That was it.
I feel like he was just
And
out of
throw
practice.
people.
He
And,
hadn't fought anybody in
regenerate.
forever.
And, you know.
That's true.
He was literally just using his powers all the time, and he hadn't fought anybody.
This is what I'm
But
saying.
would you
He's
lose
rusty.
that experience?
Probably. If
After-
you,
Like riding a bike, baby.
That's what I
You'd
think.
probably
Back on
get
it. I'm
rusty.
If you're
kidding.
from the
Yeah,
League of
I feel like you
Assassins,
would
you're
lose
gonna,
it. It's
you're
not
gonna,
like riding a
yeah.
bike.
It's so. But then the last thing I want to say before we wrap up, because obviously Dark ends up, he's gone, done, finished.
No, he's not done, gone, and finished.
kind
His
of.
powers are.
For
For now.
Yes, for now.
There is
Hey,
absolutely
I'm an
no
optimist.
way.
I'm an eternal optimist. I'm like, good. We're wrapping up this big bad. We're moving on to Malcolm because we find out at the end that it was Malcolm that took William, and then Samantha gives William. She's like, here, your favorite thing, and he's like, Mom, I want a Green Arrow action figure. And I was like, yes. We had to kind of go there. Quick little plug to amellcity.net. And also shout out to Steve Lamb at Bam Smack Pow, who writes all of our blogs, and he's amazing. So definitely go check those out there at the Stream.tv Facebook page and website, and also Bam Smack Pow. So definitely check those out. Can we talk real quick about, well, I want to call this growing pains, this little section that we're going to go through, because this is really, yeah, I know, you're sighing next to me. You can look at Olivia's all upset. She's just wailing.
We spoke about Malcolm lying to Thea, right?
But that's exactly what I was about to get into.
Okay,
that's
good.
exactly what I was about to get into.
Jumping the gun.
So Thea and Malcolm, he lies to her, obviously. She literally confronts him directly. Jack, take it away. This was obviously where you wanted to go with it.
Well, I just read it. I was like, I literally, as you guys may know, I have my little notepad here, and I wrote on it, Malcolm's a lying bitch.
Yes, he is.
Because Malcolm lied to his daughter.
Yeah.
Stop contradicting yourself, bro. Like, I'm trying to have you back, Malcolm, just because I really like John Barrowman as an actor. I hate the character of, well, I actually love the character of Malcolm Merlyn. He's just a lying bitch. Don't lie to Thea, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you can't say that you're the only thing I care about, you're the only thing I want to do, and then when she asks you a question, you lie to her. Clearly you don't love her. Clearly it's not the only thing that you care about.
She's like basically his only ally, and he keeps lying to her over and over, and it's so annoying.
Well, he doesn't know how to have relationships,
So
and
annoying.
I love that she threw Robert Queen in his face.
Yeah.
I was like, yes.
He was
Well,
a
that
good
was
dad.
dad.
I tell you what, though, the only thing that's keeping me positive about Malcolm Merlyn is that all he ever talks about is wanting to have control of the league because he wants to make sure the world stays in balance. Like
He's
when
a
he just wants
megalomaniacal
power.
sociopath.
he was in charge of the league and he didn't do anything to mess up the world. He didn't use the league to his advantage. He didn't put any bad juju out
That
there.
we know of yet.
We don't. Hey, hold on, Jack. I'm gonna hold on, jump on the disagreement train real quick because this is also the same Malcolm Merlyn who tried to destroy Starling City
100%.
when it was Starling City in season 1. Okay, so this is a guy who was ready to just kill like thousands
600
of
people.
600,
thousands of
more
people
than that.
at a whim because his wife was listen, and I get it, like, you know, you have a sort of situation like that, you're gonna be vengeful, but at the same time, this dude is not a good dude. He's a sociopath, he's a murderer, and he's he's a liar, and you can't take a word that he says. Is he riveting to watch? Absolutely. Do I love John Barrowman? Absolutely. But Malcolm's an ass, okay? That's just what it is.
So
And
much for the
Yeah.
optimist. So much for the internal optimist
Hey.
over here, right?
I'm optimistic that he's an ass,
He's
okay?
a realistic
That is-
optimist.
Yeah,
that
there
is
we go.
so-
He's realistic.
You
He's
He's
cannot
a
say-
realistic
I
optimist.
absolutely
There
can.
you go.
Cannot
Quinn,
manipulate the optimism
realistic
and
optimist.
pessimism. Oh, guys. so-
Listen, I am optimistic, but at the same time, I do know that there's evil, okay?
I'm hopeful, pretty much is what you just said, that he's an ass.
Yeah, no, not hopeful.
He
Just
is.
I'm optimistic about it. In other words, I know for a fact that well, you're right. You know what? The definition is totally wrong. Let's move on.
Hey, and
But
you
okay,
said
so
it,
I
by
think
the way.
what's that?
Ass.
I did. Yeah, well, because he's asleep now. He's for sure asleep. It's 8 o'clock. He's little.
It's 8 o'clock.
He's little. He's little. It's fine. And if you're not, buddy, don't watch anymore. Okay, honey, take him away. So okay, but I find that I think. Do you guys think that Thea finally broke free of Malcolm? Do you think she finally kind of woke up and she's ready to basically just totally move on from him? Anybody?
No,
You think she's still?
I think that there's going to be more of Thea and Malcolm in the future.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it's. I don't know. I feel
I
like
think
we've been
Malcolm's the
through this.
one-
I feel like we've been through this. They've had their arguments. She's called him names before, and now they were back to being friends. I feel like it's not over.
Okay.
She's going to struggle with it. I mean, it wouldn't be Thea and Malcolm if they weren't
Yeah.
always struggling with one another.
Exactly.
It would be boring, and it's exciting, and it's just more along the lines of what will Malcolm do to her next.
Yeah.
Guys, I gotta.
You looked at me then, didn't you?
I did.
It's funny.
I did. Did you?
Sex.
No,
You did?
yeah,
Okay.
no.
All right. Okay. So, all right. Well, the whole Thea Malcolm thing. I think personally that she's growing up, and I think she's moving on, and I think that I don't know how this is all going to play out, and it's going to be really interesting. We did kind of touch on Oliver's video to William. Did you want to say something about Thea and Malcolm before we move on from it?
Are we moving into Oliver dropping out as mayor and possibly ever coming back to?
No,
we
we can
can
talk
we
about
can
that.
address that, but I want to just touch on him basically.
Doing the video first?
Yeah, the video, because I know that you touched on like the similarities of things, but I want to talk about how, again, because this is about really just his growing pains. I think that Oliver is really kind of growing as a character, and he's kind of basically going, okay, I'm going to take Vixen's advice. As hard as this is, he was choked up on camera. Well played, Stephen Amell, I got to say. And he's got a kid, so he gets it. I know what he was substituting there in that video.
Sorry, super
and
cute.
that scene hit me right. It hit me right in the feelers. Okay. But he basically tells William, like, it's a video to him on his 18th birthday that basically, I'm your dad, and I had to kind of, you know, bounce out. And again, it's just showing growth, in my opinion, because he's giving his kid a childhood, which brought up an interesting point. I know I'm going
Will
on.
his kid ever reach his 18th birthday? Was that going to be your interesting point?
No,
Oh,
God,
God.
dude, that's dark.
That's so sad. Of
No,
course.
I was thinking more along the
sorry,
lines
bloody
of
hell.
Back
when
to the
you
grave.
you have Vixen who didn't know her parents and she was spared that and given a childhood, but always wondered and wanted to know. And now you have Oliver who's doing the same thing, but and then he's gonna get this video and be like, but dude, I want a dad. I just wanted a dad. Why couldn't you be there? I almost feel like this situation for him is screwed if he does, screwed if he doesn't. But I still think he's doing the right thing because this way his kid doesn't has much less of a chance of being murdered by one of his enemies. So what did you guys think of that? Like, are you?
Start training the kid, turn him into a badass so that he can protect himself. Boom, done. That's what I'd do.
Okay.
I'd turn my kid into a badass.
But he's 10.
I feel like it was the right choice.
Which point?
at the-
Sorry. Which point he's 10?
Shouldn't he have a childhood? Shouldn't he be able to do things that 10-year-olds do?
10-year-olds are boring nowadays, aren't they? We're doing 10-year-olds nowadays. Any of you guys 10 sitting on your iPad going to school still? I'm serious. I'm honestly asking you. If anybody watching us now is a 10-year-old,
Write us, let us know if you are.
apologies for the bad language if you are as well.
Yeah.
Massively
big
so.
way.
They probably know new swear words we've never even heard about.
That-
like
that I
they've
could
totally
not agree
invented
more.
it, and
Yeah.
we don't even know. But
And I'm
no,
not even that much old. Well,
I was only going to say that I think that it was the right choice at the time, but I think that if they play it out into the future with Arrow, depending on how long it runs and how they want to run the storylines, he does eventually have Connor Hawk. And, you know, it would come into play, well, why him and not me, Dad? Or, you know, depending on how they want to do it.
What if Connor Hawk is not his son? And I actually read that
find
the
that out in
EPs. I read that the
loads.
EP
It's
said
not.
that he's not going to be. But let's
When Legends, right?
let's- guys, let's move on real quick because we have to talk
He's not
about.
his son in Legends.
Hello.
no.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry,
Oh,
carry on.
sorry.
Felicity, we got to get onto
have to talk
Felicity
about
ending the engagement, okay? And also at the same time, it's as the same time as it's like an ending and a new beginning because as she's ending things with Oliver,
Yeah.
all of a sudden she can walk again, and she literally like walks out on him.
I know. She literally walked out the door, and I was
Yeah.
like, I'm so upset about that.
I was like, that is legit, girl.
Yeah.
If I've ever seen a way to end an argument, that was it.
Like, get out of your wheelchair and walk out the door there.
Oh.
Out.
That's like,
How were you not, like, in that kind of situation, why on earth would you just get up and walk away? Again, in that moment, surely the only thing that Felicity should have been happy about
I'm walking!
was the fact that
Yes.
you were walking and you walk out on the guy that I understand. This fella has lied to you a little bit.
a
Well,
little bit.
little.
That's
a couple
huge
times.
lie.
It's not. It's
It's the biggest
We're not getting into the
lie.
lie right now, okay?
No,
I
we've-
still do not think that he should have told her about William, and I do not think he should have
that's the
told
whole-
anyone about
gonna
William,
come out.
okay? But the fact that she was walking just then, like, that kind of moment, why would you not celebrate that? Why would you not, like, embellish that?
Because
It's
she
her
literally
moment.
you
took.
just stood up, you look at the guy, I'm looking at you right now and
No,
completely
it's
ignoring
her
you. just-
moment.
She.
No,
her
no.
moment.
She literally
That
took
Oliver
off-
has walked by her side step by step the whole way through this.
What is-
She can't even give him the decency to celebrate that with him?
Why? He even lied to her and didn't include her and not telling his son.
Now, children, now.
I can't believe that one lie that protected the
hold
son
on.
is the one
Queenie,
thing
we're
that should
having
stop
a
Felicity
moment,
from
okay?
doing
First of
everything.
all, do not call me Queenie. Second of all, I will say this.
Mind-blowing.
I will say this. I'm with you. I'm with
Emotion
you
over
because
logics.
because there should have been
No.
there should have
Yes.
there should have been a celebration about the walking, and then it should have been this doesn't change anything.
Can I just
Bang,
say
I'm
something?
out.
Why would they celebrate her walking when she's literally just took off her engagement ring, the guy that she loves so much, and put it on the table and just broke up with him?
She's heartbroken.
Like she is so heartbroken. Why would she
was
celebrate?
paralyzed,
Why would she
and now
celebrate
she's
that?
walking.
She can go celebrate that by herself.
I'm
Probably
sorry,
she won't, 'cause
but
she'll be
if
too
her
bloody
moment. I don't think
Hitler
she's gonna
was stood in
celebrate it
front of me,
either.
No, I don't
I would
think
be
so either.
happy that I just started walking. If anybody that was terrible or a horror,
It's
if
too much
Damien
to
Darhk
process.
was in
Yeah.
front of me,
Okay.
and I all of a sudden stood up, I'd be happy.
It's
about
too
it.
much to process.
Yeah.
Okay.
To have a revelation like that about your body that you've been fighting to get back, you're not going to celebrate it. It's too much.
Okay.
Okay, guys, let us know what you think in the comments below or tweet at us using the hashtag @ArrowAfterShow. Where do you think you are? Stop karate chopping. This is not Karate
Karate
Kid.
Kid.
Hey.
Nice.
Fucking oh.
He didn't say anything.
I didn't say
He
anything.
Said,
I
freaking
love
love
you.
you. Yes, and you too. I'll finish that up. Okay.
Whatever, carry
Very
on.
quickly, I want to just throw up this photo real fast because Nick, this is we've got a photo of a wedding, and it's
Yeah.
been confirmed that this is not a flash forward. This is not a dream
dream
sequence.
sequence.
This is a real thing. They're standing there at the altar.
Vegas, baby.
Yeah, I don't know what this is. And I'm just going to
Classy.
throw this out there before we just talk about the flashbacks real quick. Guys, let us know what you think that is. Do you guys think are they getting back together? What is that? What does anybody
I
have
don't
a
know.
clue what that is?
Marc said it wasn't a dream
Yeah,
or
it
a
wasn't any of this.
hallucination.
Just said that, yes.
I was reiterating.
I hope
it's
it's
very
true.
exciting.
So
I
let
love
us know.
Felicity.
Guys, and because is Felicity dead? I don't know.
No.
Let us
I
know
don't
what you
think
think.
so. No.
That picture would say no. Quick shout out to, and I think this is very apropos after showing that photo, the Oliver Queen and Felicity Smoke group on Facebook. They love us, we
Yay.
love them, and I know
love
that
each
they
other?
definitely love each other,
other.
and they definitely do not want Felicity to be over. Quickly, I just want to get into the flashbacks real quick. We'll talk Zombie Conklin because there was a little bit of movement in the flashbacks this week, and we
Fine.
finally found our portal, and then the dude comes out with the white eyes and say, Jack, I know you're bubbling over.
I would have my own show, not my own show. I would happily watch an hour afterwards that is solely flashbacks to Oliver on that
Really?
island. I find Lian Yu so damn interesting. I want to go to Lian Yu. I want to do everything that Oliver is discovering on that island right now. It is mind-blowing what they're going through. Like, do you know what this tattoo is going to do for him? Do you know why Zombie Conklin said that, oh, you are worthy to pass? Do you? No, that's
Well, we
stuff
knew
that I
that
want
the
to find
tattoo was
out
gonna
right
do
now.
something.
We
We knew-
didn't. No, we hoped.
We
and I
knew
understand
that it was
that,
gonna
that it... Okay, we knew because we know the script.
It's getting heated.
I just think that
so-
this, from both sides, to like play a neutral party for people that don't like the flashbacks because they feel unattached, for people that do love the flashbacks because of
How
the
can they
story
be
building.
unattached?
This scene finally started
Yeah.
to tie everything together, so stop being angry. Be happy,
I'm
accept
happy.
it,
Good.
be happy.
Well
Thank you.
said. From that, we are going to do this, guys. Send us your questions on the YouTube live chat as well as the Twitter using #ArrowAfterShow. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with some fan art and your questions in just a couple minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live. In case you missed it live.
Oh, you'd want to take the time travel the whole way back.
Oh my God.
We had a crazy vampire threesome.
And you can't unsee that. That's burned into my brain now.
I was like, how did you get here? No. Look at me, I'm dancing.
You know why we saying yes. You know why we saying yes.
He was like, yeah, I'll tell you whatever you want.
He is quite something.
And we're like, inseparable. She was shadier than Sunglass Hut with Ray-Bans on sale, ladies and gentlemen.
No, it wasn't. So come on.
You just went to a totally different direction on that.
When a billionaire goes broke, it means he's got like $4 million.
Hold the phone,
Hold on.
bro.
I found her to be deliciously out of control.
Oh man, looking forward to this fight.
Ooh, they about to get together. Watch, it's about to go down.
Somebody better take some pictures of this.
She just slapped the crap out of me.
And he's just
It's all good.
You can't count anything out. Look at you. It's been another awesome night at the Stream.tv,
always
guys.
awesome.
Thank you for joining us, you guys. We love you.
Welcome back to the Arrow After Show here at the Stream.tv, guys. Thanks for sticking with us and thank you for joining us. Very quickly, I want to throw up a little piece of fan art from our friend Stevenson Johnson. He's at Stevenson Johns 1.
At Stevenson John 1.
Stevenson John 1. That's
Still
his
wrong.
Twitter handle.
John's 1.
Yes.
John's
With
1.
an S.
Stevenson John's 1.
There
At
we go.
Stevenson John's 1. He's been drawing a ton of really cool artwork. He does it for The Flash and
How
also
cute
now
that
for
is.
Arrow. It's
They look like the little pop dolls.
Yeah.
Don't they? That's
yeah,
why I
they
like
really do.
them.
Yeah, they're great. Great fun. Bless
Bless
you.
you, honey.
Thank you. I was trying to hold it in.
It's okay.
Don't
We're
ever.
human. Let's quickly go to a couple of Twitter shout-outs right
Oh,
over here with
yes.
with Olivia. Can you
So
tell
I
us
have
what we've
I have a
got?
quick one from Emily Westis. Hey Emily. How do you think the flashbacks tie into what's happening in the present day? Which is a great question because
I think it's
don't
just
know.
magic.
I don't
I think
know.
it's the magic. I think it's the magic. We're gonna learn about Damien's beginnings, his magic. We're gonna maybe even get a thing into Vixen's situation. It's magic. It's all magic. That's why the flashbacks tie in.
I don't know.
Yes, and that's why they're relevant. So for those of you who don't like the flashbacks, I'm gonna say I'm with Jack on this. Like they're amazing. So, well, I mean, okay, the scenes aren't necessarily amazing, but the concept on Lian Yu and everything that's going on there is pretty awesome, and I can't wait to see how it plays out. So yes.
Okay,
next.
I have another one from Abir. Hey, Abir. Do you think that after Damien lost his powers that Malcolm will rise to claim Hive and that he will kill Thea?
Say that once more, sorry for me.
Do you think that after Damien lost his powers that Malcolm will... He's basically asking if Malcolm's going to be the new head guy of Hive and kill
I think he's
Thea
going to try to
or
take
one
it
other
over.
person.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
He was
lost
in that.
the
He
league.
was in the lair, right? When he killed the guy. When he killed the guy we were talking about in Spain. Malcolm was in there,
was there,
right?
yep.
Yeah,
Malcolm
yeah.
was in there.
Oh,
yes,
yes.
everybody knows
Oh, yeah.
Malcolm.
Yeah, no, he's
everybody
gonna-
knows the guy with one hand with his club arm. So
Yeah.
I feel like
He's
they
gonna
could be
take
taking
over.
a-
I feel
I
like
don't know if he's
gonna
gonna kill
come back
Thea.
with like a Captain Hook accessory.
Yeah, and everyone knows him because they.
Or
they
no,
call
it's just
him
like a
the one that-
crossbow thing. It's like, pew, pew. So obviously it's the black archer. Genius.
That would
Or
be
he's the
great.
magicians who could be like a magic hat.
Yeah.
I
or
think that would be less effective.
Wait, it's his left hand, so he could just get like a motorized something or
He
other.
could just get a bow.
Yeah.
Like literally just a
Just a
fixed
bow.
on bow.
Or
Yeah.
a hook like Once Upon a Time.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Captain Hook.
Yes.
There you go. Right here. Killing
All
you
right,
guys.
all right.
Why on earth would he become Captain Hook?
Because we have Black Nito on the show. Anything is possible.
Okay.
Anyways.
That just went to a weird place. Let's go to YouTube real quick for some shout-outs. Jack, you want to take the
Please,
first
you go
one?
first because I need to
Carolina,
refine this
go
question.
for it.
No, it's okay. So I've got Aaron Saunders here. Hashtag Arrow After Show. How do you think the dynamic of the team will change now that Oliver and Felicity are done?
Oh, bugger.
It's an awkward first day back at the office, I think, is what we
Yes.
just said earlier, right?
Yeah.
I don't think
for
she's. I don't
sure.
think she's going to leave Team Arrow though. I think
No, no,
she's
no.
still going to be part of it and like still really influential.
I think she's going to
but-
take. I think she's going to take some time.
Yeah.
I think she's
Like
gonna
time
take
away
some time.
from. You think she's going to
Yep.
step away for
I think
a second?
she will step away for a minute to
Who?
get
Felicity? You think she'll
Just-
step away from the team?
to get her legs back under her.
That might be interesting for them to come back into the season since we have a 3-week break coming up.
Everyone-
And they need her, and they realize that they need her, and Oliver has to go kind of like hat in hand and be like, I'm sorry, please come back, I need you, I can't do this without you.
Because
That'd be
obviously
interesting.
Oliver
Life
has to go
or-
to her and beg for
He
her.
better.
forgiveness.
He
Let's
better
let's
beg.
not
For
get
her
into
to
a
come
He
back,
better
right?
let's
beg.
not get into a brawl about it. Jack, hit us with one
better
with
beg.
one or two YouTube shout-outs and
It
we're
was
gonna
actually a
wrap.
very similar question. I found it. I can't remember who it was from, unfortunately, because you guys are commenting so much all the way through it.
I
But
screenshot.
it was the similar question, so unfortunately now I don't want to use the same question. But I'm going to give you all guys a quick shout-out. We've got Havoc6280, James S. Davies, Martin Savich, Kill, Seaman Smith, Cullen Prime, Destiny Dennis,
Whoa.
and guys, that's the best I can do for you right now. I don't want
Guys,
to go anymore.
We
Thanks for
love,
joining
we
us.
love you. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you
Thank
guys
you.
on March 23rd.
Oh my God, 4 weeks.
gosh.
We've got a month off. We are going to see about putting something up in between.
This
But in
is
the
worse
meantime,
than
we
the
will see
winter
you on
hiatus.
Twitter
Yeah.
and on the YouTube underneath the video. So I know this was kind of a long episode, but we're off for like a month. What did you say?
As well? What did John want? What did Malcolm want with Vandal's ashes as well? We've got the next month to
Oh,
figure
yeah.
that out.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. Let us know
And
what you think.
Are they taking the break because they're going to be coming into Legends because Legends is carrying on whilst Flash and Arrow are done?
These are good questions.
And we're
We'll
gonna
see you
see-
guys.
Yes.
We'll see you guys on the
gonna
23rd
see
of March.
Oliver tomorrow,
Have a
right?
great break,
Oliver
and
tomorrow.
do check us out. Do
64-year-old Oliver tomorrow.
tweet at us #Arrow After Show. I don't know why I'm doing this because we do it on the phones now, but do that, and we will see you guys when we get back after the break.
4 weeks.
Thanks for
Bye,
tuning
guys.
in. See ya.